single future wives edition of Smart Love Sunday. Bringing up my co-host.
What have I got myself into? Go ahead. This is no knock on any gender. We're just gonna be real tonight.
First, we have. This is a special single future wives edition of Smart Love Sunday. Bringing up my co-host.
What have I got myself into? Go ahead. This is no knock on any gender. We're just gonna be real tonight.
First, we have That's me. Hey, girl, Jamira, also known as J. Wow.
How y'all doing?
Yes.
I've been single, meaning one, for a while here in Atlanta, but I'm okay. I've met a lot of amazing guys. Relationships are very important to me. Friendships are.
What's the most important thing about a relationship to you then, since you brought that up?
It's the friendship. Even with friends, like how we're friends now, you go through a lot, and those things are very important to me to have to be able to go through to understand who your partner is.
Let's start with LaDonna. How do you view the dating scene 1 through 10, 10 being the best?
Okay, I would say that as far as volume, I would say it's like, I would agree with Jamira, maybe like an 8, like a 9. There's lots of people in the dating pool, right?
I'll give it a 7.
You give it a 7. Okay, that's good. Okay, why not an 8? What's missing? Well. We're back. We're back. Hey, your boy back. Your boy back is for another edition of Date Night. Guess what? I'm doing something a little different. All right. Tonight, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna launch a new idea. All right, this new idea I got, right? Well, one thing about Date Night, what we try to do is we try to be innovative. We try to make sure that we can do something that a lot of people aren't doing or enough people aren't doing, if that makes any sense. If it don't make no sense, you know what I'm talking about. But anyway, here's what we're doing. So tonight, guess what? We're going to kind of celebrate 1 year of Date Night. It's been 1 year. It's been 1 year since we've actually been able to, you hear that, don't you? Thank you. All right. It's been 1 year Date Night, right? 1 year Date Night. So what I decided to do tonight, something special, right? And what I'm doing tonight is I'm going to actually pull up some of the guys from Date Night. And guess what? I want to have 2 young ladies with me tonight that's going to react to some previous videos that we did here at Date Night celebrating the 1 year. Just in case you didn't know, anybody that's new, Date Night started around March of last year. So I'm a little late on the celebration, but guess what? It's still 1 year. So here's what's going on. So basically, Date Night started last year, 2022, as I injured myself. Long story short, a guy that can't really sit around and always have to have something to do. I said, hey, what can I do? What am I passionate about? One thing I am passionate about is people, right? I'm passionate about how, things that we can do to share information so I can learn, so you can learn. So guess what? Here we are, 1 year today, Date Night Live. We still going. So this one right here, we're going to call Date Night Rewind, all right? So this one's called Date Night Rewind. And based upon the activity in the chat, and guess what? Anybody that's on this, that's watching this, at least like, share, comment, let your boy know. Look, matter of fact, tonight, let's let the comments kind of go up in all the platforms. We on Facebook, we on YouTube. Tonight, let's rock out, because I'm gonna have these 2 young ladies. They're gonna actually react to some videos of some previous guys I had on here. So let's get the rumbling out the way. Let me bring in somebody who I probably had did any type of content with in a while. She's been busy. We've been busy. We've been growing. But guess what? We always circle back around. So guess what? I'm going to bring my good friend T. Marie in first. What's happening? Why you had to do your hair like that when I came in? What's all that?
I was trying to prepare myself for the intro that I was about to receive. So you see how I swung in the game like that?
Yeah, I see that. You swung that thing. Yeah, it was swung in there. What's
And
going
then
on,
I was
T
trying to
Marie?
share happy anniversary, first of all, but then I was trying to share on my page so everybody
Hey,
could join in the conversation.
everybody can join in. Yeah. Hey, so T Marie, what's going on? Catch everybody up. What you got going on real quick so we can go ahead and get this party started. What you got going on?
Get it. Well, first of all, if you have been under a rock, you may not know that I have launched Love and Lifestyle magazine, and it launched in March. That's probably why you couldn't celebrate, because you was out celebrating with me as we were. No, it was February, March, launching the magazine, and it's been doing amazing. We just actually had our celebration of women, love, lifestyle, and influence, celebrating all the amazing women in Atlanta and abroad, and that was crazy and fun. We have a couple of other things that's coming up: a rooftop party, a men's celebration. Like, so it's so much.
Mhm.
And then I've been on people's podcasts and also get my own content together. So I've been a little busy, but still, I can't let these relationships go, hunty. So
Oh man, you know what? I appreciate you stopping in. I know you can't, man. You know what? Just like we both have a purpose, and I think we both set in that purpose. So guess
yeah.
what? My next person I'm coming, I've been knowing her for a while. Hey, last minute I said, you know what? Before I even started this journey, I remember shortly therefore after going through my whole situation, there was one person we always had these conversations. We just talk about anything. I even sold their mom and them a car when I had my little car, dealer's license, right? So we go
There
back
were no
for a while. We
limits.
go back for a while. I'm gonna bring Miss Maya on the my man. What's up? You wanna show your face to everybody out
Yes,
here?
I'll show my face. Sorry
Please show
about
your
that.
face. What's happening?
Girl, you so cute. Let me see that face,
To your
girl.
face.
Thank you. Hello, hello, hello,
Right,
hello.
right. So
Hi.
Maya, tell everybody a little bit about yourself. Where you from? What you're doing and where you going.
Oh, well, oh, that's a lot. That's kind of loaded. My name is Maia. I am from Atlanta. Oh, I think I'm frozen. Okay. I'm from Atlanta. I am a native. I know I'm a unicorn.
Yep.
Um, and you know, I just, do what I have to do, to get along. That's what I do.
Yeah, yeah, just to do enough to
Just enough to
what is
get
it?
along.
What is the saying? It's the saying behind that. Do enough to just enough to get along or something like that.
I think, what is it? Enough to get
I don't know.
along? I forgot
Anybody
what
who
it
know
was.
what it
Get
is,
by.
put it in
Just
the
get
chat.
But
by.
we know what we're talking about.
Yeah, right. Anybody who know what it is, put it in the chat because I remember that because that's what I be trying to do. I never really could put it into words. That's what I'm trying to do. So guess what? So tonight again, like I said earlier, we're gonna kind of do a quick, and it's gonna be for the next month too as well. I got so many videos. I want to be able to offload some of these videos to see where we started, what we look like. Some of these videos I'm gonna actually pull up. You can be like, God damn, boy, where the hell were you? Where the hell was you doing this at or whatever? But I'm gonna tell you, these first few videos actually it's funny because this is around the time when I actually shortly I had my surgery in February, so I started in March. So it is going to be just from neck up, but I believe me, I got a soft cast on in the boot, y'all, while I'm doing this shit. So guess what? So I brought ladies on because I got some fellas of date night, some old fellas in the date night. And then what I wanted to do is kind of go over some of their ideas of dating. I want you to also give me your opinion on some of the things they may have said, and maybe we may have some questions along with what they were that may pertain to you as well too when it comes to dating. So raise your hands of the ladies that's in this room that's single. Okay, yeah, I'm talking to y'all too because y'all the only two. Y'all looking at
Right.
Just had to be clear. Just had to be clear.
right. Okay.
Mhm.
How long you been single, T Marie?
So I've been single now almost 2 years. Be 2 years in May.
2 years,
Been
mate. What
single.
about you, Mike?
I guess it depends on what your definition of that is.
Whatever you define it as. Whatever you want to define it as. People
Well,
define their relationship in their different ways.
I have always been single because I've never been married.
Okay, I was about to
Um,
say something else, but I'm glad that T hit my throat
mhm,
because if I was going to
mhm,
offload on something else. But go ahead.
mhm, 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 mhm.
So
But as far as
never
being
been married.
involved in being involved and being in a
Right,
situation, I
right.
would say it's been about 2 weeks.
2 weeks. Wow.
Oh
Okay.
wow.
Well. Okay. So I guess yeah, well, we're gonna come back to that.
Yeah.
We're gonna come back to that a little
Yeah.
bit shortly. We're gonna a bit shortly. Okay. So look, I'm gonna go ahead and put these videos up right there. Y'all can see that right there.
Yeah.
Y'all can see that very okay, good.
Mhm.
Man, what the hell am I doing? This is a crazy ass pose. But anyway, I'm gonna I'm gonna play this video. A couple of them. I'm gonna just let them shoot off. This my boy Jay right here. Yeah, he's probably like one of the probably the second person that when I started it, he came on, he gave me his ideas. And so I said, thoughts on the dating pool. That was the question I asked. Here's his response.
Situation, you know what I'm saying? Like, shit, if I come with the wrong pair of jeans on, the girl gonna cut me off, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If I move my cup a certain way, the girl may cut me off. But you know what I'm saying? But I do think though, a lot of times though, it's about, I think people are wanting the same person, like somebody who agree with everything. You can't have your own opinion outside of the scope sometimes. You know what I'm saying? It's just a new wave of dating, man. And woo, it's a cold game out here, man.
You ever heard new? What y'all think about the thoughts on what he was saying? His view as far, especially the part where he says, as a man, he can't even feels like he do the wrong thing. Women are just looking for something. What are your thoughts on that, T. Marie?
That person not interested in him. If that person was interested in him, it wouldn't be that easy to cut him off. We don't cut men off that we like for stuff like that. We don't. So if somebody is cutting you off for the way you dressed or whatever, and they got with you, if that little thing irritated them, they don't like you. We don't just cut you off for stuff like that. We don't.
It's a build up. It's a
Yeah,
build up.
yeah. Well, or she just didn't like it. Whatever it was, she's done, or she's just not that into him, basically.
Now,
Yeah.
what you think, Maya?
I would think so. I would think she was just tolerating him for the moment.
Right.
I also think that it has a lot to do with the age differences. So it could have been someone young that he was trying to talk to, or in a different generation. And I know that young people, they're not taking a lot of anything. If the smallest thing pops off, they're out.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna say this based upon the way that he framed it. I'm gonna add a little context to it, and then you guys tell me what you think. So I'm gonna add a context of saying, okay, let's look at it from another angle of him saying, sometimes in some cases, because I've let's say from the first initial contact of meeting a woman, right? Some women are so much on the defense, they're looking for the smallest thing. Let's look at it from that perspective, right? Because I think, like, I'm glad you guys said that, right? It is a clip, so you know how sometimes, and this is a good lesson too for everybody out there. Sometimes we watch these social media clips, it's not going to give you the full context, and you're going to be able to try to draw your own clues. So this is another lesson in itself too, y'all, as far as understanding that if you feel so passionate about what someone says, before you get your draws twisted in your ass, try to find the full clip to see with the full context so you can get a better understanding, because it may be wasted energy. Just as something I want to throw out. But that was a good response from you, ladies. So what are your thoughts on Maya? Do you know of any, without no names, at any point in your life that you had some girlfriends you thought that were very, very critical of men when they first?
Absolutely.
Okay. So how do you address that as far as a friend? How do you help them, or what do you do? Or you just move out of the way? what is typically your response to those things?
If we're in the moment, like if it's an initial, meetup, if we're out somewhere, I typically just kind of sit back and just watch the interactions go down. If it's someone that they, say that they're interested in, and it's a continuation of the conversation beyond that moment, and she's still being nitpicky, then I actually ask the questions. Okay, well, what is it that you want? What do you want? Do you know what you want? And why are these things, bothering you? Are they deal breakers? I start to get into the crux of what's actually the issue here.
Yeah, that's good. What about you, Timmy? How do you typically handle your friends that are like very critical of men, even when they're trying to date? Like, how do you handle that typically?
Basically just the same. Like I want to ask you, what are you looking for? What are you outside for in the first place? I think too many times when we get outside, we just get outside just to be outside, and we have no idea what we're looking for when we get outside. So you
Right.
just out there, and everything irritates you because you have no direction in the first place. So everything is
Right.
going to irritate you. So I'm like, okay, girl, what is it that you're looking for? Do you even know? And sometimes they're irritated because they're more irritated with themselves. Like they don't feel adequate and they don't feel good enough. And so it's easier for them to point the finger at somebody else or the potential person they're trying to date instead of doing the inside work.
Right.
So let's just have this conversation. First of all, what are you looking for? And are you the person that you out here nitpicking? Like, you know what I'm saying? Are you solid? Like, are you solid enough to actually be like nitpicking like this, that, and the other? Let's have that conversation.
Yeah.
Because what
That's
ends up
good.
happening is that, all these things that you're pointing out that's wrong with the other person, it's really the things that you don't like about yourself.
So
Right.
right. Facts. Let's go to the next clip. This is my man Horace right here. You knew Horace. Hey,
term or this term called foodie call. You know what that is? Foodie call.
What's foodie call?
Foodie call is when you gotta. It's the opposite for the women. Is that woman that you don't hear from them? Only time you hear from is when she wants you to take her out to eat. right. Is that something have you ever experienced that, bro? You're like, hold on now. The first time is on me. You call me, right? You call me, and you say you might want something to eat. Boom. Okay, I might do it. The second time, I might. Okay, I'm gonna take note, but I'm gonna do it. The third time, you look at me like, hold on now. Only time I ever hear from you is when it's time to eat. Yeah, right. Have you ever experienced that before, bro?
So listen, man. I have a lady friend, man. Her hella cool, right? And we never went there. We just always been hella cool, just shooting with each other. And she literally told me that she get on dating apps and meet dudes just to take her out to eat. Like she like that's how she eat. She like, man, I'm gonna eat every weekend off one of these niggas. I'm like, wow. It blew my mind. So now it got me like, hey, man, when I meet somebody, look, we going Dutch when we go out because I'm not gonna be your I'm not gonna be your free meal, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Outside. Oh man. Wow. So what's going on? It's real. It is real, y'all.
Wow.
It's real. So yeah. Y'all got to deal with the booty calls. We got to deal with the foodie calls. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Go ahead, T. Marie, because you used to be, yeah, right. She's a recovered foodie caller. So
I was gonna say, as a former food digger, okay, my life has been changed. Okay. But as a former food digger, I don't think I went that far that I would just call a person just to eat. But I have gone out to eat with people that I wasn't really interested in. You know what I'm saying? And but I always made sure that they had a good time. I didn't make it like I'm just, you know what I'm saying? There would be an exchange. I'm gonna have a good conversation with you. I'm gonna give you attention. Or I'm gonna do all the things that you would want on a good first date or whatever date, right? But doesn't mean that I have to, fall in line just because we went out to eat. So what I always say to the men is, look, if she just calling you for food, then that's on you. Like we can't change who people are, but we can change the people that we deal with. You got to be able to recognize, oh, she only calling me for food. That's the only time you hear from her. You shouldn't even be taking her calls. No,
Go ahead, Maya. What's your take on that?
They know. I mean, if like she's saying, if that's all that you're getting, then you know what you're getting. So let's not play the victim here.
Right.
You're getting companionship. She's getting snacks. I mean, let's.
Damn. Right. I think the only part I was now as a male, right? As the only male in this room right here, I'll say I hate it when you call me and and I just ate. Like, let's go get something to eat. Okay. And then if you ask, you should pay. That's my rule, right? I think, right? Now I might get you the first time, right? Even if you ask, I still might get you. But if you keep doing it after the second time, I'm gonna be like, and it ain't gonna be no third time.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Because then I'll consider that would be a foodie call as well. You know what I mean? So let's go to the next one. Y'all.
Outside of women, why do you think you're single?
Why do you think you're single?
And I wouldn't even say that as women that's causing me to be single. As far as me being single right now,
Right.
it's it's been a choice. It's been a lesson. And right now, I am in a period where I know that I call this chapter the life and life more abundantly chapter.
Right.
I'm doing my thing. I'm not slowing down for, well, let me cater to her. Let me do what she needs. Let me take her out. I'm doing my thing. Now, if the woman that I'm dating wants to run along beside me, wants to be that helpmate, then then we'll go beyond dating. But I'm not getting married just to be married. I'll be on my own, but I'm not sacrificing who I am and what I know I can accomplish to cater to a woman.
Is that you just doing this, adding on another layer to who Leon to who Leon is? Is that what I'm gathering? At some point in life, do need to try to, be by ourselves, add that extra layer so we can even be 10 times better. The woman that. Okay, there we go. So we're gonna run into this one. This one's funny right here. All right, so that's you know what? I think that was a very authentic question that a man has gotten to a point where he's able to look at himself and say he's not ready. Yes. And he's single because he needs to get, because the worst thing that we can do as fellas is is to try to get in relationships and dating and we ain't together. You might as well just stay single. You might as well just say single. So what do you, and look, and before I ask you guys this, one of the things I do recognize is women, when you guys are really, really in that space, y'all don't do shit. Y'all will sit in y'all shit. If y'all got y'all shit going around, a lot of women will actually cut out all that shit because they shit ain't right. They ain't trying to deal with nobody. What's typically your process in evaluating yourself, Maya? How do you evaluate yourself and to say I am at a space or I am not a space? What is your process typically?
Just like you said, just retreat from the attention, I should say. Just cutting the spaces off where I'm putting myself in a space to get attention. My face says it all. You already know that. I don't have to say
that can't hold water in her mouth.
I cannot. I'll be out, if I'll be out, I can still be out chilling with y'all or whatever, but my face will be like, no, don't approach. No, this is not the time. No, and you can call it what you want. You can call me mean, you can do whatever. But if I've made up my mind, like, nah, this is not what I want to do right now, then I'm not going to do it.
And you know what? That's facts. Me being around here, sometimes you got to be like, when you walk in the room and she got that look, y'all, you got to do like this. Point at, I got you. I come back with you. We just motherfucking line up play world, turn that frown upside down, come back. We good. So to me, what's your typically your process on? Because again, like when you're in that space, how do you evaluate if you should be single or not?
If what I have going on is going to be a burden to anybody that I meet, if whatever I'm going through or something I'm trying to push through is going to require me to add that to the person that I'm meeting, then it's not time for me to meet anyone. That's different if I was already in a relationship with this person and we're doing and they want to help me get through whatever process. But if I have things that's going on that's going to require me to need this assistance or it's going to make my energy be a burden on that person, that's absolutely not the right time for me to be dating anybody. I always want to be solid so I can present myself solid. You know what I'm saying? So that there's no shortcomings, that I don't need you. I don't want to be in a position that I need anybody. You know what I'm saying? I want to come and be able to get with somebody that I can compliment and that can compliment me. But when you get with somebody and you need something, you have a tendency to stay longer because they have what you need. And I don't ever want to be in a position that I have to stay somewhere because I'm lacking and they have what I'm lacking. And I may not want to be bothered with them, but I'm staying because they have what I'm lacking.
Oh, yeah,
so
that's
if
facts.
if I'm in a position that there's some things I need to fix, that's absolutely not the time to be dealing with anybody else.
Yeah, I want to see this. This is a good one right here, y'all. Come off the freeway and take the back road, scenic route in life. You know what I mean? Kind of like come out of the fast lane and get into the lane so you can get your shit together.
Right.
And I'll definitely say that I've gotten to a point. Well, because when we're young, we think love, relationship, girlfriend. We never think about where are we before we enter that, especially being young. You know what I mean? And as I've gotten older, I can definitely say that how do I determine to be if I need to be in a relationship, I do try to figure out, can her problems be my problems? Right? Because if I'm in a relationship with you and we rocking out, I know that, listen, there is a bill that's attached to y'all ass. Okay. It's right, because we have to be in a position to build if I'm hanging out with you, whatever we doing, and we're relating to each other, I know that your situation becomes my situation. So if I can't handle your situation, then I don't need any situation.
Right. That's right.
That's
maturity. That's emotional maturity right there.
Absolutely. No matter how bad no matter how good that thing, I got it, baby. I'm fucked up right now. All right, let's move to the next one. Oh, this was funny. This one right here is my boy. Look, you see who on this thing right here, T. Marie, right? All three of us together. Right. I forgot what's going on, but here we go.
That wants to be friends, but wants you to perform boyfriend duties.
Really
you know what I mean?
You know what I'm saying? What they really saying is, listen here, I'm trying to fuck with. I got friends. I got other dudes I like to mess with.
But you want to be friends or whatever, and you want to give me a coochie coupon, right? And think that just because you make it a possibility that I can get with you, you think that I'm going to break bread and I'm going to do all that. Let me tell you something. Some men, we know our value. I ain't gotta ball you out on the first date, and I'm not gonna do it, right? We gonna get so. Guess what? I can go to the 20s, I can go to the 30s, I can go to the 40s, I can go to the 50s, I can go to the 60s. So you sitting up here and talking to me about like I gotta, you want me to do boyfriend things, but then you still want to be like free. Bottom line is, you just want me to flex for you, right? And pay this and break this, whatever. I don't have to do that.
70% of women that go to college graduate.
Right.
70% of men that go to college drop out. Right. It's fewer men that's good dudes that got their shit together somewhat. And you got a ton of women that got their shit together. So baby, you just a fish in the sea.
You just a fish in the sea. Did you see the math though? Did you see the math though? Did you see the math that he broke down on the end though? We can't lie. It's a lot of women out there that's doing very good. Right. So as men, there's a lot of fish in the sea. But listen, here's the thing. If you ever wondered, okay, so look, everybody out there, and I'm gonna get to y'all thoughts on this, give you some time to soak that in. But here's the thing. If you ever want to know what guys talk about, if we talk about relationship, these are some of the things. Yes, we do probably get raw. We're gonna bring the raw, even more raw footage out another time. But I will tell you, if you want to know the conversations we have, these are some of them. Right, especially with that last clip, you can see like they this what it is. So what are your thoughts on that particular video, T. Marie? Let me start with you.
All right, let me start with the fact that I don't even know where to start, but I do want to start with the fact that that Elam was saying that we feel like women have the tendency to feel like that they can just be friends and then keep all these other dudes around, right?
Right.
That's normally, again, not how most grown, mature women operate, though.
Right.
We got to talk about who these men are choosing to be around and who they're choosing to date. And so what always bothers me or gets to me is that men talk about the type of women they want, but the type of women that they go after is not the type of women that they want. there's a different type of woman that you're looking for, that you want to stand by your side, but that's not the woman you're outside dating, chasing, trying to get with. But then you come back and you compare those women to another group of women and give women like us, who you're actually supposed to be looking for, a hard time because the women that you went to look at was not giving you what you wanted. And most of the time that was something superficial that made you go after that woman in the first place. So when you talk about those type of women, that's not adult grown women. You know what I'm saying? Those women do not act like that. They don't move like that. You know what I'm saying? So when you start to approach the type of women that you're actually looking for, then you'll get different results.
Look, I can't even see that. See that bullseye right there.
Yes, Wendy. Yes. that was it. I mean, she summed it up for me, because where are you meeting these women? You know,
Right.
we know that you all as men are, you know, you're visual. You know, you're gonna do the physical thing first. So where are you meeting these women? You know, if you're doing the visual first, then are you even taking the time to get to the, you know, the conversation that will tell you these things before you move to the next step? Or are you just going ahead, taking the physical, moving to the next step, and then coming back, like you said, and complaining, and then grouping us all together? Like it doesn't work that way. We have to do the work. We have to do the work. And if you do the work and it still ends up with the same result, then we can talk.
Right.
There you go.
Hey, but I'm gonna say something. Okay, so I'm gonna say this. I think a lot of times we do address things that may not apply to us, right? Because do those women exist? Yes. But if you're running into them, to your point, I can see it, because I've experienced that if I've keep running into the same type of women, I do have to evaluate myself at some point. And then this is one of the other revelations that I came up with. I understand. Okay, so you remember that they always say there's levels to this, right? It's levels to everything, right? I have came to the conclusion that there are certain type of women you have to be at a certain status to even reach certain type of women. So I'm just going to be honest with you, right? You can't be not saying neither one of these guys are. I'm just saying in general, you can't be a broke down guy and expect that. You can expect anything, but the realization is that it's hard for a lot of women to step down. So as men, we got to kind of step up, right? And present, you know, manhood, right? Because there are a group of women that you're gonna have to really just step up. And then there's certain group you have to step down. Let's be honest. There's levels to it all, right? So I just think that I've came to the realization that if I want a certain caliber of woman, I just have to create the situation in order to achieve those. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay.
Let's go ahead and get started and tell everybody your name, bro.
Now this one right here. Okay, so this one right here is with my boy Horace. This one kind of lengthy, but I'm gonna kind of cut in between because he does say some good points, and so we're gonna cut in between this one. This was not as short as the other one. So here we go.
My name Horace. All
right, and Horace, where you from and where you at?
Man, I'm from Pine Bluff, Arkansas, man.
Okay.
Residing in Atlanta, Georgia, though, man.
All right. You single, bro? Or you?
I'm single,
man.
Going on? I'm
Okay,
single.
good. How long you been in the actual dating cycle?
Man, about 2 years, man. About 2 years I've been in the actual dating cycle.
You ever been married?
No.
Never been married. You ever want to get married, or you ever want to be married, bro?
Hey, man, you know what? One part of me do and one part of me don't. So I watched my mom and father get married in the living room at the house. You know what I'm saying? So I growed up seeing the whole marriage thing and mother and father. You know, when you're young, you pay attention to everything. So I've seen the whole my father having kids outside the marriage and my mama sticking with him, and they stayed together all the way till they both passed. You know what I'm saying? So I know what a marriage looked like and it looked like glitz and glamour on the outside, but it's not always the sweetest thing in the world. So, you know, I have mixed feelings about it, but it's not a hard no. And it's not a strong yes either.
Hey, I wanted to stop that for real quick because I want to just make a point, and you guys can chime in if you like. So everything is learned behavior, right? So, and I'm not saying this is in most homes. Like I know growing up, there was definitely I had having a single mother, even having a single mother for a small part of my life, having a stepfather, but still feeling like I had a single mother. You kind of do pick up certain ways that do translate into dating, right? So the whole commitment thing of even being dishonest or whatever, you can see through his, not saying that he's that way, but you can see one of the key things he said is that he saw his parents stick together, and regardless his mother was there and he had children outside of wedlock, right? So it's almost like indirectly kind of like normalizing, and don't even it's like being wired into the mind, right? And so that may be something that has to be not saying women should deal with it, but kind of get a better understanding so that you can not adjust, but kind of learn how to tackle those issues when you're dealing with people that may have learned behavior. So what do you think about that situation, Maya, as far as what I said and what he was talking about?
It was a little triggering,
Why you say
actually.
that?
We know, well, my parents have been together they just celebrated their 48th wedding anniversary.
Okay.
They've been together over
Cool
50
people.
years.
Cool
The
people too.
cool parents, the cute parents. Yes. But just like he talked about, it was a lot of things that were witnessed within that I didn't understand until I became an adult, but that I was unfortunately privy to as a child. And I say unfortunate purposefully, because it did, steer me in the direction that I went in as far as how I approached dating and relationships, and some of that is not good. And you have to try to find the balance of what you said is learned behavior, and what you learn to be true for you, because there's a difference, and that learned behavior may become true for you, but then but then you may learn other ways, and it's like, okay, well, let me find that balance, and sometimes that balance just doesn't lead you to the same things that your parents did and went through.
Got you. Yeah. What you think about that clip? That part alone, the learned behavior and people being programmed to see, because it can reverse the other way with women where they may want to accept it because they saw their parents accept it. So if their significant other may have issues or whatever, then they may be accepted too. What do you think about that point, T. Marie?
If most of us, like, I have a mother and a stepfather who was married my mom when I was 4. So they've been together, I guess, 47, 48 years as well. And in that marriage, and they're still married, there were things that happened, infidelities and different things like that. Not to put my mom, business in the street, but we've all experienced or seen or, have been privy to those type of experiences. But what I can't say is that made me feel as if I was supposed to tolerate the same things. And I can't tell you actually why I felt like I didn't have to tolerate it. But I think I can tell you that there was consequences to the things that my father did, that my mother made, very clear that we don't get down like this and this don't happen again. And in that, she taught me that that's not how you're supposed to be treated. Just because you saw this doesn't mean this is what is supposed to go on. So I'm going to show you, or I'm going to help you understand that just because this is what I experienced, this is not what you have to experience. You know what I'm saying? So the thing is, we all take different parts of what we've gone through and internalize them. So we can take the good and internalize it, or we can take the bad and internalize it. And I can't tell you which one, each person does. But whatever they internalize is going to be the way that they live their life out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And they're going to get the results that they're going to get based on that. You just have to learn that as you continue to see these results, if this is not what I want, I can't continue to live like, oh, this is what I saw, or this is my excuse because it happened. There comes a point where you have to be like, okay, this ain't working.
Mm-hmm.
And I need to figure out why it's not working.
Right.
But again, that's growth, that's maturity, that's a whole lot of stuff that we have not been taught as children, to look for that therapy and look for finding out and look within. We were just taught to kind of turn our heads and go as we should.
Yeah, I wanted to read this comment real quick. Some of the older women in our family tell us to rough it out during those times. I just couldn't tolerate that. I chose comfort and happiness. Yeah, you got to make a decision.
I want to speak on that if I can.
Yeah,
because I definitely agree with that comment, Joy. One of the things that my mother would always tell me was that you're going to have to accept something. You're going to have to tolerate something. And I'm like, yeah, but I think it's a little bit different when our parents got together. The times are different. My mother told me that one of the reasons that she got married was because they had to buy a house. And the bank wouldn't allow her to do it her own. My dad had to be on the loan. So we don't have to go through those things anymore. And so there are a lot of things that we don't have to settle for to be married. We don't have to put up with that stuff anymore because we can do it by ourselves.
And that was the difference maker. You're absolutely right about that. It was a difference maker. Women were just in a different position back then than we are now, right? It wasn't just financial instability and, you took what you had to take just to stay, have a household and roof over your head anymore. And so we're just not doing those things, to have all of that. I agree with you. Mm-hmm.
All right, let's go on back to Mr. Horace.
So, all right. So what would you say the positive to it would be? We're going to go both positive and negative. What would you say the positive part would be?
I guess the positive part would be if you with somebody and y'all agree to, no matter what happens, stick it out and stay together, then you always have someone close to you by your side that got your back, so to speak.
Yeah.
But the negative to it is, and this is what I believe, man, I believe a woman is the greatest thing a man God created and the worst thing God created. Because she either going to be the best thing ever happened to you or your worst nightmare.
Boy, right. Which definitely leads us into this whole thing as far as the first stage, which is dating. It's definitely important. And before you even get that stage to kind of vet that person that may fit whatever it is you're trying to fit, So in the 2 years that you've been single, well, let me go back for a second. Were you ever in a long-term relationship before the actual?
The longest relationship I ever been in probably, bro, was about a 5-year relationship.
That's pretty good.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, about a 5-year relationship. So I mean, and even with that, and I was a lot young. You know what I'm saying? So I did my thing and she did her thing, you know what I'm saying? So it was just it was bound to implode, you know what I'm saying? It did. So other than that, after that, I just been dating, bro. You know what I'm saying? Just like, enjoying life.
Right. So I caught you earlier. You say you moved down from Arkansas to Atlanta. So
hey, this is for everybody else who always say they want to move out of Atlanta. This is the part right here. Y'all listen to this.
What's the vibe like in comparison of the two? What's the vibe like as far as Atlanta to Arkansas? Give me your assessment so far, bro.
In Arkansas, so Arkansas is a lot more country than Georgia, a lot more slower. I'm saying not country, a lot more slower.
Okay.
So the dating down there is more of everybody wants to be in a relationship. Everybody wants to be booed up. In Atlanta, you have a lot of successful women out here that's beautiful, got their thing going on, and they have an independent mindset to where they want to wear the boxer shorts instead of the pants.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you can't, I mean, you know, the average woman feel like she got her shit together, you know, so they don't value a man.
Right.
As they should.
Right.
You know,
Right.
So the dating scene kind of different down here. The women are much faster. And what's crazy is, and this is all over the world, I don't understand how men are undervalued when what is 20 to 1? Like, you know, something like 20 to 1 everywhere you go. Is way more women than men. So I mean, and they single, and you know, they come out with a Wonder Woman cape on like they the strongest thing in the world, then they go home at night and get in their bed and cry alone. You know what I'm saying? So the dating scene in Atlanta is I'm gonna say it's faster than it is in Arkansas.
Right. So what's the so would you consider, like I've heard women say,
if your last name gonna be Hudson, then hey man, you're gonna have to be, you know what I'm saying, like real respectful in the way you carry yourself. You know what I'm saying? So the advantage, it would look like it goes to the man, but it really don't, because like I said, you got quantity but not quality.
Right. That's huge. I don't.
All right. So one of the other reasons why I want to show these type of videos, because everybody's dealing with, I feel like everybody's dealing with the same thing on both sides, right? Everybody has their gripes on it, right? Right, wrong, or indifferent. Like his view is that, and what are your thoughts on his views on all of that, Maya?
I know you're gonna come to me.
Right, I have to come to you first.
I hear it a lot. You know, I hear it a lot about the quality versus the quantity, and you know, all of these things that are your requirements. But then it goes back. I just immediately go back to what we were talking about earlier about where are you meeting these people? Where are you putting yourself to meet these people? Are you going to these locations where you're meeting garbage to find a wife? And you know, it's like, and then coming back and then putting everyone in the same bowl. That's just what I feel is happening, you know?
Yeah. I feel you. And I'll just say again, you know, we can only judge the things by we seeing what we experience. You know what I mean? I mean, right, wrong, and different. You know, it's all about our experiences. Go ahead, T. Marie. You biting your bottom lip, and go ahead, get it out.
You know, I'm sitting there rocking and just like, you know,
get it out.
What this is what bothers me, and we'll go back to the same thing, Maya, just like you said, it's all about who you're choosing to entertain. I don't understand why people don't understand that it's your choice who you put in your face. Nobody's putting these women in your face or men in your face. You're doing that. So when you're doing the choosing, you got to go back and look at yourself when the thing go wrong. Why did I choose this person? Again, what was I looking for when I first started, you know, looking for somebody? Did I even know what I was looking for? People just be outside doing all kinds of things. And when you're just doing all kinds of things, you're going to get all types of results. If you don't go outside with some intentionality, if you don't go outside understanding what it is that you're looking for, then you're going to entertain and ascertain anything. So it's your choice who you put in your face. You're going to meet a whole lot of different women. You're going to meet a whole lot of different men. It's just the nature of the beast right now. But who are you going to entertain? Who are you going to put in that space? That's your choice.
Right.
Yeah, and like the I don't know who just made that comment, but yeah, he was saying that we don't value a man. We don't value a man, and that's not true at all. Yeah, Keisha,
not true.
That's not true at all. Again, it's about taking accountability for your choices. Period. You have to do the work on yourself. Everybody has to do the work on themselves first. Whether that work looks good and sometimes it doesn't look good, but you have to take accountability for your choices. When you come out of these situations, when I come out of situations, definitely, if it's gone south, then I'm like, okay, what was my role in this? How did I get to this? is this a repeat of what I've been doing and why? And then that might be your indicator to say, hey, let me step back, like we were saying before, let me step back and get myself together so that I don't continue to attract the same thing and ended up in the same situation. But we got to take accountability for our own stuff. We can't blame each other.
Yeah, I think that's the only way that things will reverse if everybody just look at themselves as an individual. But then we also have to say that even when I talk to women, and because we both genders do it, right? Let's just okay. Tonight we're focusing. So for anybody, I got to address the knuckleheads out there. So right now tonight is the fellas' night. Ladies, the ladies will have their night. I have videos of women too that I think they may say some of the most atrocious things. So we're gonna get on this. But tonight we're talking about the men, okay? And then guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do one even sweeter than that. I did a group one. T. Marie, you remember you part of the group ones, right? So I did a group one. So guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna bring a group of guys and girls back, and then we're gonna listen to the group one, and then we're gonna get to the root of everything. That's what we're doing. All right. This for those who wondering why the hell, whatever. Right? It's my damn job.
We're not male bashing.
Right. Not tonight. Not tonight. Let me see something right quick. Let me get a little bit past this. This is my man Corey. Right here.
Like I say, you got quantity, but not quality.
You know, especially on the traumatic part, I really truly think that.
So do you think we're in the era of the angry black woman? Do you think we're in the era of the ugly black? Or you think we're in the era of the angry black woman?
It's hit or miss. It's hit or miss.
Okay.
I do meet some women that have those tendencies to be the angry black woman.
Right.
And so it's not always. I more so not meet women that are not the angry black woman. But I have met a select few, but the majority are not for me.
Gotcha. Through your experience.
Right.
Yeah. Because sometimes you get around your fellas and everything, you know, we kind of exaggerate the story a little bit.
Of course.
Sometimes their stories become our stories, you know. So you know.
A lot of the angry black women that I do meet honestly have a right to be angry based on the experiences they've had.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so some of the stuff that I've heard, you know, some are valid, you know, some are valid.
We're gonna build one. Okay. Yeah, so he kind of covered that very well. That's good balance. You know what I mean? What you think about his thoughts on that, T. Marie? Your thoughts?
Very good. First of all, thank you for him being balanced. Okay, I appreciate him understanding the balance of the two. Right? That sometimes the women that you meet are angry based on experience that they have had with other, in other situations with other men. But for the majority, black women are not angry. We really are not, and I think we're very passionate, and because we speak with sometimes authority and we're passionate about what we're saying, it could be taken as anger, and it's not. And we don't go around with frowns on our faces, trying to act. That's not who we are as black women. But because we perform a lot of different duties than most women of other cultures have to, we have a lot on our shoulders, and so therefore we're weighted a lot, and it may come off that we're angry, but we're not angry black women. We can be passionate about what we say. We have to fight for more things than most women, even our positions, jobs, whatever we're doing. We have to fight more in our own homes with our own men and our children, our families. We have to handle more, and oftentimes we don't have the same amount of help as other women in other cultures. So we're not allowed to rest in our feminine energy the way a lot of other cultures are. So therefore we walk in a lot of passion and with a lot of intentionality, and we mean what we say and we say what we mean. And because we do, and we don't tiptoe around it, that's considered angry instead of straightforward and meaning what we're trying to say. So no, we're not angry black women.
All right, go ahead.
I definitely agree with that. I feel like the black woman is at the bottom of the totem pole for everyone. And because of that, we're not allowed any of the luxuries that the other cultures are allowed, and that's how we come off. We're tired. We're not angry. We're tired.
Say that one more time for the people in the back.
We're tired. We're tired.
Right.
I think, just with the way that the world is and the way that the world has been over the past few years, like I said, we're at the very bottom. So even the fact that, we're trying to make sure that the Black men are okay, but who's making sure that the Black women are okay?
That's right.
As we try to, help you feel loved and wanted as you go out in the world and the world is against you, and you come home and we're trying to make sure that you feel loved and wanted and cared for and fed and all those things. But then who does that for us?
Right.
Because we don't get that, but then we still have to function. We still got to work. We still got to feed the kids. We still got to feed you. We got to, we got to do the things, and we're tired. That's really what it is. We're tired. And so we can't really put on airs anymore. Like we can't put on the facade.
Right.
What you
right. And see, I think what this is, I still firmly believe this. Yes, do we do stupid stuff as men? Absolutely. But I always say we won't be able to do it unless somebody else allow us to do it. I'm gonna be honest. Right. It's a vicious cycle. It's a vicious cycle. I think because we deem things to be easy, we're gonna go with the easier route. And sometimes the easier route isn't always the best route, right? And what I mean by easier route, it's the standard, right? The standard is set. The bar is set. I'm just from a man, I'll be honest with you. The bar is really set for us as men as far as getting away with certain things with a lot of women. I'm gonna be honest with you, it's very low bar, right? I think that even through my and I'm not saying for all, I'm saying for the most part, and I'm just gonna, and guess what? I'm gonna go by my experience, right? And let you know how I can say that and connect to it. There has been times when I'm single now, but there are times when I have been single, right? I do have my eye on a special young lady, but that's a whole other story for a whole nother day. But being single, I don't really feel that the time that some women gave me, I was worth it. Now looking back, I think a lot of women let me get away with a lot of things. I'm gonna be honest with you, right? And so then now you have to make a decision as a man and be like, okay, this woman over here ain't gonna give me too much, but this one right here is gonna hold me to a certain standard, right? So let me just go on over here because it's easier.
Yeah.
Right. I'm not blaming men. Excuse me. I'm not blaming women. I'm not blaming men. I'm just saying there are some cases where the bar is so low that even through my wayward, wicked ways, ratchet ways, I was in the position where I felt that my time shouldn't have been. Someone shouldn't have given me the time when they should have. Looking back.
Yeah.
And it has a lot to do with, I would say, why we're in this gender war right now, because women have tolerated bad behavior for so long that now when they're no longer starting to tolerate it, it's becoming a problem. When the standards are going up, when we've gotten tired of just existing and just to have y'all around, and we're like, hey, we'd rather just be in peace by ourselves than to be dealing with y'all. Now that's a problem. Because now we're speaking up, and we don't want to deal with the behavior that you all have put on for so long and have been accepted for so long. We're exhausted with that. So now that we're standing up, it's like, oh, so now women think they deserve that. Yes, we've been deserved it. Unfortunately, it was just so many women that were allowing you all to do what you wanted to do that you thought that was the standard of how we were supposed to act. And now that we're letting you know, hey, we're not doing this anymore. Now it's a problem, and now we don't deserve this and don't deserve that. No, sir. We've been deserved it. That was the other chick you was dealing with. That was another time you was dealing with. We're not doing that anymore.
It's still low out there. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Well, you must be digging in the low pole. I don't got low pole.
No. What I'm saying to you is, even if I don't dig, I still see it.
Yeah.
It don't have to be me, but I do know guys and I know that they're not delivering. So obviously they're delivering it to someone that's allowing them to deliver it. As I'm clutching my pearls.
Right. I see. Because I'm like, because I'm
I don't wear no damn purse as I'm clutching my Cuban link. You know what I mean? Because we don't do curl. All right, so look, let's go to the next one. I got my man. I don't know. Okay, this is Derek. Build a woman. I told him to build a woman. Let's see what he built. Let's get to the physical side of this thing. Right?
We're gonna build a woman. Okay.
Right. So tell me start with height, weight, skin tone, and that's it.
Okay.
Height, weight, and skin tone.
Height, somewhere around anywhere between 5'5" to 5'9". And I hate to admit it, but I grew up in the Sheila E. Apollonia age.
Me too.
So we like the light skin.
Apollonia was my first porn experience when she jumped in the lake.
Yes, sir. That's it. So, I've dated a lot of dark-skinned women, but if you just asked me to build mine, she'd be light-skinned with long hair naturally. Right. Probably weighed in about 150, 160.
160, right, yeah. Okay. All right. So we got skin tone, we got height. But you would consider a chocolate woman, though.
Oh, right? I've dated. I love a chocolate woman.
Right. Okay.
I love a chocolate woman.
Right. I had to throw you a lifeline, though.
Thank you. Thank you for saving me.
I throw you a lifeline.
Matter of fact, I've dated several chocolate women. Yes, I love them too.
But right now you just going in the lab right now.
Right. I'm just in the lab building.
Shortly after your divorce, was it? Okay, let's go. All right, we can just test this for a second though. Yeah, but I'm gonna tell y'all something. As a male, I don't know what happened. When I was young in my 20s, used to be light skinned and 5'9" or better. If you was under 5'9", I can see you. Now it's the multicolors. I love all of them now. I like them darker than dark, and I like them lighter than light. Not too light, but light enough. Everybody has preference, right? So let me ask y'all real quick.
Well, that's maturity.
I'm getting old. Yeah, getting older.
That's maturity. It comes. Your preferences are your preferences, right? They are.
Yeah, they are. Yeah. What do you prefer? Okay, would you? Okay, I'm gonna ask you real quick. We're gonna do this. What's the minimum height requirement for you, Maya? The minimum height requirement.
Oh, I'm 5'3". So
shit. Right. So what's
I'm 5'3", so I don't want to be looking you in your eyes with my bare feet. That's what I don't want that.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, it could be like like average man height is what 5'8".
Yeah, 5'8".
So between 5'6", 5'7" is like the lowest.
I can't see you messing with nobody that's 5'6", and I know you're not. You will. Let me tell you something. You a WWF a nigga across the room with 5'6". What about color preference, real quick? Do you like? Okay, look. Okay. So I'm gonna bail you out on this one. So let me ask you a question. Looking back at your past of men, as far as their tone, what have you gravitate more toward? It may be different now, but looking back, what did you kind of lean more so toward?
Brown skin, caramel.
Right, right.
Brown skin, caramel. I love me some melanin. Look, and I know we come in all flavors and colors. I know that, but I love me some brown skin now.
Right.
I do. Brown skin up against a nice smile. It's just bright. I love that. That.
What about you, T. Marie? What's your height requirements? T. Marie, how tall are you?
So I'm 5'2". Right. So I have a little less height.
I'm gonna start a Universal Circus with y'all ass. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm all of 5'2". And I still prefer you be at least 5'7". I don't think 5'5" is even like if I'm swiping, I ain't gonna lie, I'm swiping past 5'5", and I'm 5'2", right? It's just I'm just just honestly, I need you to be at least 5'7". And as far as skin tone, I like them all, but I've always been chosen by light skinned men.
You
I've
gotta choose them too, that damn it. Told some day you've been chosen, but you had to accept. Did you see how she tried to put it on them?
Men have always been attracted to me, but I like them all. Like I like dark skin, light skin. It doesn't matter. I like all, as long as you got a nice set of teeth and you carry yourself well. But light skinned men always gravitate to me.
Right.
So
they do, and I think it's a what do you call it? A mating thing.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I think it is. So the dark skinned men like the light skinned girls, and it's like a mating thing for us. But
it's always, you're right. It's been like that. Like it always happens. It happens that way. But
hey, I'm gonna tell y'all something. Y'all gonna laugh at this. The first thing when people say when they see me, people think I'm like 5'8", y'all. Can y'all believe that? I'm trying to figure out. Like I'm sitting down, right? I'm trying to say, is my neck like? I look
you
like
need
my
to
height
lower
now,
the
though.
microphone. You need to lower the microphone a little bit lower.
That's what it is.
That's what it is.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah. They think I'm like, what the fuck y'all looking? What's going on?
You look a little neo-ish in there.
Huh?
Little neo-ish in there. Neo.
Yeah, it's okay though. I let them think I'm 5'9". I think I'm over 5 something. I can definitely tell you that. But so yeah, let's go to the next one, y'all. We this one right here. We don't want to beat that drum. How long did you date after his divorce? I'm gonna kind of skim through this one a little bit, but let's go. A year or two? Like how long was it?
That's a good question, and there's a lesson in that.
Okay, go ahead.
I didn't wait long at all after our divorce to start.
Okay.
Almost immediately. I thought I was healed. In fact, I just knew I was healed. What my daughter was born 2005. We actually probably should have divorced maybe 2002 or 2003. We stayed married to 2013. Now, we both love our children. We both love our daughter. We both only have one child. She did what she could have done. I did what I could have done. We just did not mesh. We're great friends now. We co-parent well, but I was hurt. I was scarred in that relationship. And so not knowing that I was wounded, I jumped back in the dating pool. And all of that wound, when you have a wound and it festers, people like to talk about that there is pee in the dating pool, but it's not really, it's not really pee. It's the wounds. If you have a wound and you get in that dating pool, all the pus, all the bacteria, all of that's in that wound is now in that dating pool and is getting on the people that you were talking to. So now they inherit that. And so,
what y'all think about that point right there?
Yeah, the dating pool is septic. I can accept that.
I know that damn analogy of him saying the put all that stuff. I'm like, damn, he made me not even want to go swimming or something. Maybe got to go swim.
Bacterium.
All right, I think it's just so much fat. It's a lot of infections in the pool. Let's keep going, y'all. Let's keep going.
So that's what that women were so ready. I mean, I don't,
So this is the biggest shock when you start while dating after marriage. The biggest shock when you started.
You preface this whole thing about how smooth I am and stuff like that, and I don't know if that have anything to do with it. But the women who I was meeting and dating, they were ready. They saw me. they were ready. In fact, I remember meeting this young lady. She pulled photos from my page, me and my daughter, and she made collages with her, like we were one big family. They were ready to set for me to get down on one knee and propose. You know, and some of them I just wasn't ready to take on that role again.
All right, so I want to say something real quick about that part. I think either one or two things happens, and this I'm not saying this is what happens in Leon's case, but I can definitely say that if you're not in the space, I always want to say this: if you're not in a space to date, or if you find someone you want to have a companion, you want to hang out with, that's fine, but don't play house because things like that happen, right? Not saying Leon was playing house, but we want to avoid those those type of situations where someone thinks they are where they're not.
Yeah,
that's not a good space. Have you ever felt like that before, Maya? Have you ever been in that situation where you just was like, hold on now, I thought we was here, but you over here on that shit? How did you what's the process of helping somebody get out of it? Like, how did you get out of that, or how did it affect you?
Let me tell you something. It's different. I feel like it's different because I can only speak from a woman's perspective, right?
Right.
We're very emotional.
Right.
We're very emotional. And so with women, or with me, let me just say that with me, it took a lot. It took many times of trying before I was mentally ready to leave the situation. And then even when I mentally left, I didn't physically leave at the same, like those two things didn't happen at the same time. And it just goes back to your point why we just have to really be careful. Like we shouldn't even do it. But then you get into a situation where someone says this is what they want, and then you go along with it, and then it's not the same. You're just not on the same page. So it's
yeah.
For me,
go ahead. That's a trigger.
For me, it's I have to try, because once I'm so loyal to a fault. I have to try, and then the more I try and the more that it's not working, it just chips until it's like, okay, now I'm done, and then the physical part will come soon thereafter.
Okay, and I'm gonna say this too. I think that knowing you, I'm gonna say this. Knowing you, I think the way that your heart is, I think you kind of get disappointed when someone is not reaching at the same level you are. As much as you pour, you feel a certain kind of way if you're not getting it evenly distributed back to yourself. Right. And one of the things I was talking, and I can speak on that because of course I know you, but the thing about it is I'm gonna also say that we have to all get to a point where no one, even though they probably do, but no one owes you anything. And I posted this the other day. No one owes you anything, but the universe will give you everything, right? Just by you doing out of the goodness of your heart and not expecting it. Now, if you do want to, foster a relationship and be that giving person to someone, then okay, but then at a certain point you just got to cut them off,
right?
Especially if they're not recycling the giving back to you, for you don't feel it in a certain kind of way. So the purpose of all of this is to make sure that whether it be relationships, friendships, even whatever, momships or whatever, sometimes you have to save yourself from the stuff inside because you think somebody's supposed to owe you what you gave them. You feel what I'm saying? So
absolutely.
Go ahead, T. Marie. You want to touch on any of that you heard, or are you good?
Dating after divorce is tricky because oftentimes it's a filler. You're just really trying to fill a space or fill a void at the time that you just left. like Amaya said, it takes a long time that you actually, from when you actually physically leave a person, than when you emotionally leave a person, especially in a marriage or a long-term relationship. You have to remember, you've been with this person forever, so you have actually become one. So you're pulling yourself apart at that point.
Mm-hmm.
So I wouldn't even tell anybody, you shouldn't even date anybody who's newly divorced. Because no matter how they come off, they're not healed. They haven't had the time to actually separate themselves, no matter what. So you're setting yourself up for a bunch of heartache and disappointment if you think that somebody's coming straight from a divorce to get into another situation, for one, and secondly, that they even actually want to entertain another committed situation based on how that first marriage went. So I wouldn't advise anyone to date anybody who's newly divorced, and really within the year or two, probably, because this person still has some work to do, some healing to do, some separation to do. And oftentimes we still are dealing with the person that we were married to. There's just so much that has to be separated, including those feelings, that you're going to get yourself caught up if you try to date somebody that's divorced. It's just not a wise thing to do.
Yeah, actual factual.
Yeah.
As we say, we almost done. Okay, let me ask. You know what? Okay, so look, I always say that this is you guys. Oh boy, my boy. Oh, hold on, let me go back. 1, 2. Okay, moving too fast. Hold on for a second. He says
I probably dealt with a couple times.
It's me right here.
But I used to always say to myself, I don't want to be responsible for anybody's feelings at this point, because I just already had to tend to someone else's.
Right.
So so how did you handle that situation whenever you got to
the land it's soft? You don't want to just dive it. You just don't want to. They feel like, oh, I got a soft landing.
Right. He's talking about how he gets out of
landing a plane. You want to land it soft. You don't want to just dive it. You just don't want to cut it off.
When it comes to women and dating, what's your biggest turnoff? Okay, let's do it from the physical side, and let's also do it just for the actual personality too as well. What's your biggest turnoff?
Yeah, physical. Let's say it's a sundress season, which it is, and you got some sandals on, and I'm looking at feet automatic. Automatic. Then, bruh, the feet can tell me your journey. The feet tell me where you've been and how you take care of yourself. So I know women look at dudes' hands. I'm looking at feet. Period. I've been like that since I was a kid, dude. I don't know why. So that's gonna be a turn off top. Personality wise, I'm all about reciprocation. You feel me? A lot of women are self-entitled. They feel like, oh, I got that good. So you gonna do this and cash me out? Like, nah, I'm not. That's not how it moves. So if I'm going to take you out, say what's up, you know what I'm saying, vibe with you, give me that back. If I text you how you doing, good morning, what's up, give it back. Like, don't be waiting 3 or 4 days and being silent. That's gonna turn me off top. So give me what I give you. And I think a respect.
I'm to the realization in life, man.
All right. So, what is okay? Any thoughts on that video? I had a question, but I forgot. I wanted to hit something he said earlier about.
You talking about the last one?
No, I got you. What's your turn off? What's one of your biggest turn off when it comes to men? Besides teeth, I'm gonna take teeth out of it. He got some good teeth. What's another one? What's another bad thing? You like? Oh heck, no, I can't do that because that ain't looking right.
Are we talking about physical?
Physically, right. I said teeth. That is physical, right?
I didn't know we were talking about physical or something else.
No, physically, what's another turn off that you see that outside of teeth? Y'all love teeth.
Teeth and you know, like your breath. Like those are, I mean, because that's how you're
back
approaching
to the mouth again.
I'm just saying that's how you're approaching me. Like, if you can't get past that, then there's no reason to talk. You know, so yeah, I'm looking at fingernails.
Hey, I got one for you. Niggas that's 50 and they wear skinny jeans. I'm sure that's
with the belly hanging over.
Yeah.
But definitely, I look at fingernails. Like I look at hands, but definitely like fingernails. And I mean, you know, sometimes people work with their hands, but I know people that work with their hands that still keep their hands clean. Because your fingers dirty, then you can't come near me. Number one, you can't come near me with no halitosis. That's number one. And number two, if your fingers dirty, I don't want you touching me. So we can't even have a conversation past that.
Right.
Yeah, you're grooming all together. I need your haircut right, your beard right. I need your grooming. I need you to care about how you come outside. So don't come outside. No, I do. If you don't care about how you come outside, that's a problem for me. That's, I need you to care about how you come outside. So make sure, your hair is cut and, that you're grooming all together, your nails, clean, hands clean. It's just your grooming. If you have bad grooming, you're not even taking care of yourself. So how do I expect you to, one, take care of me or care about how I take care of me? You don't care how I go outside, because you don't care how you go outside. So your grooming is very, very important.
Yeah, I think.
And we don't want that white line on their forehead either.
After the barbershop,
just take some alcohol and wipe that off.
I don't understand why the barber would let the. That's why men are such. Sometimes I think some men are such the big haters against other men, because you're not gonna let your man go out with that chalk line, right? When you get out the barber chair, he need to dab you a little bit. You know what I mean? To get you right, because. Man, I don't know. Look, y'all got about 15, 20 more minutes with me or what? I'm gonna respect y'all time. All right, I'm gonna respect y'all time. Everybody is engaged. Everybody locked in on here. We having us a good time.
I love it. Look at the comments. I love it.
Yeah, the comments is jumping tonight. We jumping over here. Hold on for a second. Let me go back. Let's go back.
Movies.
That's not that.
And you got some sandals on, and I'm looking at feet on the. Like, nah, I'm not. That's not how it moves. So if I'm going to take you out, say what's up, vibe with you, give me that back. If I text you how you doing, good morning, what's up, give it back. Like, don't be waiting 3 or 4 days and being silent. That's going to turn me off top. So give me what
I gotta stop that. Pursuit goes both ways, y'all.
So I did want to comment on that part right there. So I definitely agree with him. I think one thing that women can do is like I said, we're emotional, but sometimes we think that men do not have emotions, period. And that's not true. Men want to be wanted the same way that we want to be wanted, right? And so if they're putting out, hit it back. It's nothing to say good morning to you or be the initiator of the good morning text, whatever, just it's nothing to do that. The same way that he's coming to you, just get a man some love back. Give it back.
I don't think women, though, when they like you, we don't. I think if a woman not giving it back, she's not interested in you. As a woman, when you like him, you like him. So you'll give him that good morning. You even buy him little things that you think about him. When we like you, we like you, and you don't have to guess about it. We're not texting you 2 or 3 days later, baby. When you text us, we grinning. We telling our friends, "You girl, boo, text me today." Like when we like you, and there's no hiding that for us. So for men, let me tell you, if a woman is treating you like that, she does not like you, sir.
Can I say something? Okay, so what about the women? Okay, so look, so check it. So yeah, I agree 1,000%. But then there's another side too. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Sometimes when some women go through the dating stages, right? They're like dating can be very scary, right? So we can walk up. We may even get the number, right? We may even get the number. But I still think with some women there's some skepticism that comes along, and I think there's a warm-up period with some women, right? Because some women, to your point, yeah, we might get the number, and the women, y'all might just be vibing the first out. But I've known where there are some cases where it take you a minute for the warm-up period, and it may be a good month for then y'all get y'all rhythm, right? So I think there are some cases where I want to say this from a male's perspective, in my experience more than anything. I think sometimes there are some cases where pursuit is real. I think pursuit goes both ways. I think there are some cases where some men and some women wait on the people. Let me see how much he gonna like me. Right? Let me see if he gonna reach out to me. Huh?
Right.
That's game.
That's game though. It is. It happens.
No. It's not game. It's a game.
Yeah, it is a game. Right.
No.
Right.
Right.
Because if you like them, even in the beginning, if
but
you
there's no
are truly interested, you're gonna let them know you're interested. If you get my number, right, and you don't talk to me after that, you're not interested in me.
That don't mean that all the time.
Yes, it do. You don't. I don't. You can say what you want to say.
Man.
Anything that I know because you're a man and you do what you
So
let's back to the quality versus the quantity. Let's do that.
So let's do this.
If you're doing
quantity,
then you're taking the time before you even get that number.
Mm-hmm.
You're taking the time to have the conversation to vet this person to see if you're even on that level where you're going to have those good morning texts reciprocated. You know what I'm saying?
I believe that. Okay, so look. So we all can agree that there's no absolutes of anything, right?
Mm-hmm.
We can all agree.
Okay, yes.
Okay, so we have to address the side where it's the minority too. I'm not saying, to your point, you're absolutely correct, but there's a minority part of that. There has been times where, and I don't know if this ever happened to you, and the reason why I'm speaking on it, because there's been times where I may have in the beginning fumbled the bag, or she may not have been as much responsive. But I can recall having situations where maybe a month later we finally got our rhythm for whatever reason. How do you explain that to a male? What, she didn't like you, but then all of a sudden she started liking you then? Like, how does that work?
Well, I mean, let's be clear. Yes, because if there was an initial interest, and I'm just going to tell you, if there was an initial interest, she would have chatted up with you.
Okay.
She may have dropped whatever was going on later. Was like, you know what? Let me see what he's talking about.
Okay.
Let me circle back around. But that if there's a true interest, that person's not gonna let you get away. They gonna be like, hey, how you doing? Whatever.
Right.
But depending on how much I got going on, yeah, I can get your number. But I'm still talking to a dude over here too, who I've been talking to for a while. So his interest got me more than your interest do. And if I catch you around, then I catch you around.
Look at that. Look
at
that.
Yeah. That's it.
Some folks like to save you later because it's not time yet.
Yeah.
Hoping you don't get scooped up.
Yeah. Now, and that's the chance that you take.
Yeah.
Right. But so that explains what I say that, yes, I'm sure that I've got numbers and women might not be interested for whatever reason. I'm not 100%. But I can definitely say that comment alone, I can, some folks that save you for later because they're not ready. So they're kind of like,
or they got something else going on. Because just because I'm taking your number doesn't mean I'm not doing anything. If I'm actively dating, then you're not the only person I'm talking to, and neither is he, right? So if I've got something going on, but I saw you and I'm like, he's looking kind of good. Let me go on and hop in him. Okay. I'm single and actively dating. I get your number. Doesn't mean you're number one on the roster, but I am interested. So,
Even don't choose to play there is a game out here, unfortunately, in my own humble opinion. Okay. Humble opinions. Okay. That's why I like to see other people's perspective on, as well as the people that's in here. So let's go. We almost finished with Sergio.
What I give you, I think a respect.
I'm to the realization in life, man. And I'm gonna give it a little range. I'm gonna marry me a girl from 6 to 8. You know what I'm saying? And the reason why, and I'm kind of gonna contradict myself in this statement too, though. The reason why is because some of them is so cool. They just down to earth. They just dying to be with a good man because they done been through so much. You know what I'm saying? But there's also, though, I can't lie to you, there's also some dimes out there that's itching to take care of a man, itching to find a good man.
Up to a certain point, though.
Yeah, up to a certain point. But I've realized, though, no, because there are some dimes, bro, believe it or not, there's some dimes who've been tore down so much because they went for the look everybody thought they should have. You know what I'm saying? Like, with this whole new phenomenon of consistent women want to date big men consistent now. It ain't like they used to be the chubby chasers, just a group of women. Now it's a lot of women trying to get on the big guy train, right? And because I don't know, because now they're really tapping into what they really like instead of what their friends or everybody else feel they should like. You know what I'm saying? So when you do that, sometimes it may not be the look that you may want. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't gonna lie, I got to like you. I got to look at you and say, I like you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just ain't gonna accept anything just because you treat me well. And that's a cold statement to make. But we all like that. We gotta be attracted to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's women who's not attracted to me, but I feel like I treat them the best. But I'm not what they want.
The most.
Damn, what y'all think about that? He said he may have to end up marrying a 6.
Oh, poor
I didn't know what he was talking about.
The 6 as far as looks, because the 10s and the 9s may be a problem. It's kind of their expectations are so much, and he can probably treat them better, but because they want something that is a 10 to them, typically high earnings, blah blah blah, they don't give him an opportunity.
Okay, I understand
that's the sentiments of a lot of men. I think that, you know what, and I'm let y'all. Okay, what you think about what he just said, Maya? Before I say what I need to say, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I don't know. I don't. Do I think about what something that Jay said? I love him. I love Jay. I really do. But yes, I can understand where he's coming from. It's a give and take on both sides.
It is.
I'm gonna say that it just is.
It is.
If you want to be, and someone had mentioned in the chat earlier, everybody wants, no one wants to be alone, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's if that's what you decide, it's the time that I want to do it, the time I want to settle down, or I want to have someone, then it's gonna have to be a give or take, and you may have to get them a 6 or 8, and they may have to do the same,
right?
And make it a double digit together.
Yeah. Both y'all to be a 12. 2 6s will make a 12. Okay. Go ahead, T. Marie. Go ahead. What's your thoughts on that? What he said?
I've always thought sometimes you definitely need to go beyond what somebody looks like. You got to be attracted to them. I'm not saying that, but you definitely need to go beyond what somebody looks like, and you may not get everything on your checklist. Okay, that often doesn't come to after you've had several experiences and you just tired of dealing with those 9s or 10s or whatever you've been dealing with, and you like, you know what, I just want to find a man or woman who's gonna be good to me and gonna treat me well. So I think the longer you stay in the game, maybe even the older you stay in the game, the lower your number scale may go down. You know what I'm saying? I don't think I'm going to no 4 or 5, but a 6, I might have to.
Not well, like you said, our preferences are our preferences. But if someone, depending on if someone loves me the way that I know that I deserve to be loved, and they're staying to me.
This is fool right here. I agree the dimes expect too much. The females with low self-esteem seem to treat me better.
I don't know about the low self-esteem, but I know the ones who you may not have chosen in the beginning based on, the looks. They usually have better character. I have great character.
I'm gonna call this one out for bullshit. Yeah, you love who you love, but listen. The worst thing you can do is get with somebody who's unattractive, because the slightest little thing, you're going to be like, shut your ugly. I ain't never like your ugly ass anyway. You know what I'm saying? Right.
So you saying you're going to talk about shit. You're going to talk about junk.
Hey, listen, not only that, the rope, but so short, right? Listen, hey, that's why it is. Listen, yes, I understand what makes you, who loves you is important, right? But even love is conditional, y'all. It comes and goes. It's an emotion, right? Yeah. So if things don't align, guess what? All that love goes out the window if it doesn't align. And some days, guess what? You may see that ugly joke come across you, and it may not align that day.
Lord have mercy.
Let me tell you something about. Let me just put this out real quick. We talking about love. All the love. I need at this point, I need to like you
right
more than I love you at this point.
And I've always said love is the last thing. Love is the last thing. You don't even bring love to love is not even going to keep your relationship. I don't care how much you love, it's not going to sustain your relationship. And we need to get over that fantasy that love is enough. It's absolutely not enough. It's actually the last thing you need to bring to the party, right? Because it is the covering of all the other things. But love is not enough to sustain a relationship. So we need to get out of that thought process.
I agree.
Because it's and when I say this, listen, even in dating, it's about business. And the business is, people say business, they think financial. No, the business is making sure that you cover your bases as far as what that person desires. Can you deliver on it? How am I going to make that person happy? So business is about business. It's not about the emotion of love. Love is emotion. Yes, it is nice to be in love. But let's be honest. If you ever broke up with somebody or if you ever been divorced, understand that love you had. So when you walk down that aisle that you thought this was going to be forever, is gone, right? And that love is gone because the business wasn't handled.
Yes.
So it's all
that
about
friendship foundation, right, is so important because you treat, if you ever think about how you treat your friends versus how you treated somebody just kind of dating, you don't just fall out with your friends like that. You make sure you go back and revisit what happened, what went wrong, how can I make this right, how can we, you know what I'm saying? You treat your friends a certain type of way. So when you have that as your foundation in your relationship, you will always revisit that person in the same regard because you don't want to lose your friend. That friendship basis is very important.
Yeah, I like this right here. You need to like someone to build with in all areas. So all areas would be financial part, the mental stability part, all in the looks department. Let's go back to this. We almost done. Y'all.
Interesting yet common thing that I have seen is
okay. So DeMarlo. Okay, let me give y'all a quick backstory about DeMarlo. He's DeMarlo is he does makeup. He's a makeup artist, right? He's a makeup artist. And so when I bought DeMarlo in, I bought him in because as a male, he gets to listen to a lot of women, right? Because they come to him for his makeup, right? And he does very, very good for himself in that profession. So I bought him on, and so I just wanted to kind of get the cheat code from another male. And he gave me the cheat code a little bit. So that's basically what that is. Hold on for a second, y'all. Okay,
you know what I'm saying? Like, there's women who's not attracted to me, but I feel like I treat them the best. But I'm not what they want.
He sounds sad.
The most interesting yet common thing that I have seen is I will get women that will say, hey, when you do my makeup, I don't want a whole lot because my man or my husband don't like a whole lot of makeup. So I don't want to, I want to keep it, you know, I want to keep it kind of natural. But she will show me a picture of something that she didn't put off on Instagram that gives you full glam.
Right.
With glitter and
right.
Just show me with that. And so that always kind of sparked my interest. So I began to ask questions like, okay, now this is the image that you showed me as an example of what you want to achieve. But on the other side, you said that you don't want a whole lot of makeup. Well, this image is in fact a whole lot of makeup. So tell me, the image tells me this is what you really want. Restrictions tell me what the request of your partner is saying.
Right.
So
right.
I usually kind of go into that and ask, well, he don't like that. And I'm gonna tell you what ends up happening.
Okay.
Almost always they end up getting what they really want. Like if they bring in a diagram or an image of something they want to look like, as opposed to what they man have said, they usually go with what they want to look like, because they have told me that, you know what, bump it, I'm gonna go exactly how I want to go, because when he cheated on me with a girl that looked like this.
So basically they're trying to make themselves up in the image of the woman that their supposedly spouse has been kind of cheating around with.
Oh, yeah, wow, it speaks to the insecurity of the woman because she feels like now that she has to compete.
So let me ask you something. What are some? So I think about. Have you ever heard anything of such nature? T, why you always twisting your goddamn lip? Your lip gonna be on the back of your fucking head in a minute.
Because these people are killing me with this nonsense. But it's just, I don't know.
It exists, y'all. It exists.
I understand it.
This stuff don't come out of the thin air. Y'all might listen. There's a world outside of. I had to understand it. There's a world. Okay, look. Okay, I'm gonna say this real quick. I have to even though I don't experience the things that women experience when dating, I have to realize however foreign it may sound, that's just what it is.
Yeah.
So
but that's why our faces look like this.
Right. Thank you. I'm trying to explain the face.
Because
it's distasteful,
I mean, huh? I can't. I can't.
Right.
I can't.
Yeah.
But at the same, but in the same breath, someone else may say the same thing about some stuff that I say. So I get it. You know what I'm saying? But that right there, what are we doing?
Yeah, that took a turn. Yeah, that just took a turn that I wasn't expecting.
I wasn't ready.
Right.
I know you
because
wasn't.
I can agree with if you're with somebody wanting to do what pleases your partner. I'm with that, right? The flip was when they said, but he cheated on me with somebody that looks like this. So now I'm lost.
I can't remember in what context what that meant after that.
Yeah.
Because I can definitely see how you said, okay, so what is he because maybe okay, so let's look at it from this angle then. Let's just say, for instance, if you had a person that cheated, and he may have cheated with a certain type of woman, right? And so now he's experienced that type of woman outside of the house. Now he wants to translate to that inside of the house. So some people want to continue their fantasies and things that they experience.
What we doing?
I understand that, but it may happen like that though. Y'all might not be doing that, but sometimes men can rediscover things and may want their woman to look like the thing that they're chasing. Y'all ever thought about that? No, you never thought about it.
No, because I haven't thought about it because I can't relate to it.
I know you can't relate, but I'm just letting you
let it soak. Give me some time. Give me a minute.
You gotta let that one soak because it happens, y'all. You see what I'm saying?
So you're saying that this person cheated and they stayed, and they want their person that they stayed with to be the person that they cheated with.
Well, what I'm saying is sometimes it may bring a certain excitement. It's almost like, okay, look, good example, right? I'm not justifying it, right? But let's just say I've never done it, but I've heard of this, so we can bring it to the forefront. And I'll say this at a lower level, it's almost like going to the strip club, right? And seeing a certain type of fantasy. Your woman may have never wanted to twerk ever and put a pole up. And then he says he goes to the strip club. I'm using the strip club as an example. He sees something that's delightful, that sparks his whatever. So he tries to emulate that inside of the house.
So let me tell you how selfish and self-centered that is, okay?
Right.
Because for you to want to go outside and bring some outside fantasy back in when that was never who I am is very selfish of you and very self-centered of you.
Right.
And if you care about me in any capacity, that wouldn't be something that you would come and ask me to perform, no more than you want me to come and ask you to perform and be fine like some dude I'm out here looking at, or last as long as some dude that I used to be with. So it's very much like, okay, well, when I was here, he used to go an hour. Here you go on this 15, 20 minutes. I'm going to need you to figure out how to make that thing change. No, it's not fair for you to ask your partner to convert or transform into something that you went out and looked at or whatever, or somebody that they're not. So all this stuff that all these eyes, it's very selfish. You don't take eyes into relationships. So you don't get to go outside and then come back and want to change me because you you have decided you want something different. I don't.
You can get something different. You can go.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's and we gotta quit acting like when we get in these relationships, the I is what matters. No, it's not the I. It's the us. It's the we. It's a unit. If you don't have the mindset of as one and understanding each, then you don't need to be in it. It's not about you. It's not about you as one person in a relationship.
Right.
But if we have the discussions
go ahead
prior to, and this is the the dating part. Right. If we're having the discussions prior to, and I'm finding out what you like and what you don't like, what you prefer. We're going to these, or you go to these places a lot. You go to the strip clubs, all the time. So I know that's what you like. But I mean, okay, so what's your favorite stripper is a blonde? Okay, that's what's up. I switch it up. I can put on a blonde wig. It's whatever. We can do those things, but we have to communicate. And that's what it just comes down to. We have to have the communication, but you can't just be out there and just be like, oh, and you cheated, and now you want me to
bring her habits into the house.
And that's because you weren't honest in the beginning. You didn't tell me that that's how you got down. You didn't leave that part. So because you omitted that part.
But we change sometimes, though.
No, you omitted. You didn't change. You omitted that because you knew maybe the possibility was I wouldn't get with you if I knew that part about you. And that happens a lot. We don't expose the parts that's going to that may stop the person that we want to be with from wanting to be with us. So we hide that little part and hope that that's something we could bring in later. No, you don't do that. You still violate it.
Yeah.
Right.
Communication is key, and we're too old to not be communicating.
Yeah, absolutely.
Look at my butt right here. Okay, hold on. I think this is the end of this.
But I'm not what they want.
I want to keep it kind of natural. I usually
that they're supposed
harm or some kind of
they end up getting what they really want. Like if the picture bro. And I'm gonna tell you what ends up happening.
Okay.
Almost always speaks to the insecurity of the woman because she feels like now that she has to compete.
So let me ask you something. What are some of the indicators of the ones that's gonna crash you? Bust your tires and cut everything up. Like, how do you indicate that? How do you determine that on a date, though, bro? So right here, we're talking about how do you determine if you're out on a date that bitch may be crazy. All right, we just having some fun on this one, y'all. This is Robert. Dude, we trying to stop it before it get there. So how can we stop it before it get there?
Right. Okay. I'm gonna give you. This right here is a prime example of somebody that's probably gonna do some bodily harm or some kind of, some kind of harm to your property. If you don't answer the phone, if she pop up at your house, listen, you probably want to get her in the friend zone as soon as possible. Like, I mean, literally make yourself the worst person ever to where she stop liking you. Or you stop liking her, it's gonna be a problem. You know what I mean?
Right.
So if she go to popping up at your house, you probably want to, get that in check as soon as possible. Right. If she pop up the wrong time, it could be your sister's house out there to drive. Your sister car in the driveway. She feels like me by the time. You know what I mean?
Right.
So what is it that makes you feel like she's doing?
Okay, we got the crazy woman. We already know. Everybody has anybody ever been stalked out here? Raise your hand. T. Marie, you never been stalked? Stop your lying ass, or were you the stalker?
Has anyone been a stalker?
No. I ain't stalking nobody.
I've been a stalker when I was young.
I've been a stalker. I was a stalker when I was
I can admit my stalkishness. Because, no. I'll take that back. It wasn't stalkish. I've done a stalking act, but I've never done no repetitive, like...
No.
What's a stalking act? What's an act? What looks like stalking?
Okay, a stalking act is being young. She called. I know she home. Let me go run up over here and see what the fuck is going on. That's stalkerish.
Okay.
Right? You popping up and don't nobody know you at the door.
Exactly.
Okay. Well, then that's different. Okay. Because stalking, I'm thinking is I'm bothering somebody who don't want to be bothered with me. But I have pulled up.
Technically, that's what that is. Technically, that's what it is. That's technical stalking.
You were not invited.
Look, look at this. Look at this. We've all done this ish. Right.
I hung up the phone and it didn't feel right. And I was like, you know what? I need to drive over there because and let me tell y'all what happened to me. Let me tell you about God. I got through with a client, no joke. I got through with a client, right? And I know this person thought I was asleep. And I got in my car and I drove head. It was me fast over there on my way. And I got into a car accident.
Oh, shoot.
A bad car accident. Yeah.
Oh my
God. A bad car accident.
Did you call the guy you used to stop? And
yes.
what did he pick up?
This is how I had to call. They had to call him and he had to leave. And he had an attitude because he had to come to the accident. And I told him at the hospital, I know you was over there. I'm fucked up, y'all, like for real hurt.
Right.
I know you was over there with somebody.
Right.
I know you was over there with somebody. But see, I said, that's how God loved me. He gonna try to kill me so I can make sure you come from over there.
Right.
Yeah. But I knew, and I got into a bad car accident trying to get over there.
Look at God.
It was like God didn't want me to see it. He either saved him or saved me.
He saved both of y'all that night. Hey man, you know what the worst part about making those drives, y'all, that damn shit in your stomach. Where you be like, oh man, I'm gonna run into this.
What you gonna run up on? Yeah, you're right. Because I felt like that. That butterfly.
If you go looking for it, you'll find it.
Oh,
yeah.
Absolutely.
The gut instincts don't lie. It's okay, Sergio. This last one.
That's what's up, man.
Or have you ever felt that way?
No, man.
Right. Okay, I'm gonna give you. This right. The sister car in driveway. She was
22. Right. Her mom and dad's from Mississippi.
Friends on as soon as possible. Like, I mean, literally make yourself the worst person ever to where she stopped liking you. Cause you stop liking her, it's gonna be a problem. You know what I mean?
Right.
So if she go to popping up at your house, you probably want to, get that in check as soon as possible.
Right.
If she pop up the wrong time, it could be your sister house out there to drive. The sister car in the driveway. She feels like me by the time. You know what I mean?
Right.
So what is it that makes you feel like, okay, she's the one?
That's what's up, man.
Or have you ever felt that way?
No, I could lie. I was a man from 18 to like 26. I thought every girl was the one. Like everyone. I was giving them the queen treatment, food, massage, chilling. I was doing for everyone though, and all of them, they weren't life quality. I just wanted. That was just my nature. But to answer your question, when I was 22 years old, a young lady from Fresno State, won't say her name because she's married now. I was 22. Right. Her mom and dad's from Mississippi, but she's from Cali. So she was raised how to like be a wife. And I kid you not, man, we met through a mutual friend. I never called her on the phone. I said, I got to see you in person. We always text. And she was giving me so much love, man, and so much just eagerness. And so she finally came to see me, man. I went to work, came back. Tell me why she made chicken, rice, cornbread, greens. I had my drawers laid out. I'm like, bruh. I'm like, and she's 20. We both 22 years old, man. We're both in college. And so that showed me I felt like a king, bro. I felt like a king. And I couldn't accept it. I mean, I know what that felt like. And so she showed me what a wife should do because she was raised like that. Her mom and dad married 30 years. So I knew what I deserved because she showed it to me. I mean, I've been ready for her, but she showed that to me. So I know that's what I want.
You have to set the boundaries. Boundaries.
Okay. Actually, what's the name is the last. Okay, so look, real quick. Have you ever had the thought of actually saying, you know what, that one got away? Have you ever lost the one? You ever thought about you lost the one?
Yep.
How did you deal with that, T. Marie?
I you know what? That's a hard pill to swallow for real. When I don't have any regrets in life hardly, but I have one person that's definitely a regret that I dropped the ball on, that I slept on, that I thought was going to be there when I was actually ready and just wasn't. You know what I'm saying? And that's a hard pill to swallow, because you see that this person had all the things, but you just wasn't ready. And then to go back and that's gone and not accessible to you anymore. That's a heartbreak right there. That's a bad feeling. I still have that one regret
Hey,
today.
anybody in the chat, whoever felt that way, put a 1 in there if they lost a 1. What about you, Maya?
Absolutely. And the thing, the nail in the coffin is when you see them and you still see them and you see their life without you.
Damn.
Girl, what you said.
Look at them 1s going up, y'all.
What you said.
Yeah.
Right.
To this very day. To this very day. Yeah.
Yep. To this very day. Like
very
today.
day. Yeah.
Like you see them, with their person, with their kids, and you're just like, damn.
Damn. And social media don't make it no better, y'all. You can't run from it. Yeah. You can't run from it. Look, all these ones coming in like a mother. Hey, y'all better do better. Y'all better do better. You know what? I don't know. Okay, so this is a real moment for me. I really have to dig deep. I can probably say, for me, I probably messed up on some great women. Right? The one, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I don't. Maybe it's something wrong with me, but I don't know if I ever have. You know what I mean? Because especially early on, I wasn't really connected with my feelings. You see what I'm saying? Or understanding how to connect with someone. So when it was a loss, I think sometimes for me, I guess the loss was taking losses early in my life at such a young age. Losing something seemed normal. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That felt normal. So when have I ever been devastated after a breakup? Yes. But as far as a loss, I've just learned how to just take losses and not be so affected by it. That's something I'm working on. Because I'm learning how to try to reconnect to what reality is. I've just created my own reality, and that has probably been a great thing, but also a terrible thing when it comes to relationships. Right. So I'll say I'll probably more so understood that I haven't been the best to some great women. I'll say that though. So
yeah,
that's one of those moments. What about, okay, so any thoughts? This is the last one. This is the last one, y'all. We're gonna go to bed. We're going to bed tonight.
Not for the other person, it's for me.
Setting boundaries.
So when I set these boundaries, we have a clear understanding that, listen, this is who I am, where we are in our relationship. Now, this is how I feel about you. This is my expectation of you.
That's it. I had to end that on boundaries.
Yeah.
So that's so important when you first meeting people and dating.
Yeah.
Right.
It's important to set them, but it's also important to reinforce.
Right.
And to adjust.
Speak on it. Go ahead.
To adjust if necessary. So, I just go back to the communication part, and like you said, things can change when we're getting to you can change, you can grow into a different space than you were when you all got together. It's about the communication. Let me talk to you about these changes. Let me talk to you about changes in my expectations. You tell me if that's something that you can deal with, so we're talking about boundaries. This is my boundary. This was my boundary. I have shifted it a little bit. I have expanded it a little bit. Is that something that you can do? And that, and then we have to adjust if necessary.
Well, go ahead, T. Marie. The boundaries.
I think boundaries are definitely, first of all, we all know that they're necessary, boundaries are different than deal breakers. That's why sometimes people can adjust their boundaries. You have boundaries, but then you have absolute deal breakers. And
Yes.
so boundaries can be adjusted as needed based on the communication and the needs of the two people. Absolutely. Deal breakers is something that's totally different. And that's because you've decided that whatever this particular deal breaker is, it is not good for you, your health, your mental, whatever it is. And you're absolutely not doing it. And so I think that we need to understand that we can have boundaries, but it's definitely necessary that we have those deal breakers that sets that balance of don't go here because this is hurtful or detrimental to me. Boundaries are discussable. They're we can talk about those. Again, as we grow, some things change, but deal breakers do not. And you need to be clear about what your deal breakers are versus what your boundaries are.
Yes.
Right. Absolutely. You definitely got to distinguish too. It saves you a whole lot of headache and time.
Yeah.
And if someone keeps breaking down that barrier or boundary, then you got to definitely reevaluate who you're dealing with. Then that is a sign of disrespect in my book.
Correct. Yeah. Right. Absolutely.
I say this, but you do this. Right.
Yes. Right.
That's disrespect. So it doesn't get any better if you see it early. Even to the smallest degree, take a note. But then honestly, sometimes we do have to take mental notes, some type of point system to keep us understanding what the hell is going on. Because at a certain point, you start to kind of bend, and certain things you shouldn't want to bend. And respect is what is not the thing we should ever bend on.
Right.
And make sure you bring it to their attention so they have the opportunity to address it, right? Because if you don't give people the opportunity to address it, then they may or may not know it's there. But this gives them the opportunity to do that. If they continue to do the same thing, that'll let you know how they feel about you.
Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah.
Hey, that's a great way to end, y'all. Man,
This
look.
has been great.
Man, look. I said I ain't gonna get y'all 2 hours a day.
But you did.
You did.
Yeah, I didn't mean to, but it was the conversation was great. Everybody was locked in. Yeah, I know, me too. But look, check this out. So everybody's out there. We're gonna get to. I don't know if I'm gonna do the women tomorrow, or I'm gonna say the women next week. I got somebody else. I'm gonna do a top 10 tomorrow, but I'm gonna definitely say next Tuesday we bringing the men in, and we're gonna run it just like with the women, right? Just like we did with the men. And then the next week after that, hopefully I can get these 2 young ladies in, and I'm gonna bring 2 guys in. And we're gonna run the group one, and we're gonna have a group discussion just like this. Okay. And guess what? We're gonna solve some problems. We're gonna get some things out on the table. We're gonna have 2 sides to really be able to discuss the group aspect. I think that's gonna be fun. Right. Yeah. And we're gonna do it early so it won't be late for y'all. Okay.
All right. Right. We'll see how this goes. He'll start at 7 and still be 10.
Right. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna see these young ladies off. I'm gonna close out with everybody here. But before I close off, here's what I'm gonna do. And I'm just running this for people that's late to church, right? So I got an extra video. I'm not gonna comment on it. I'm gonna come back afterwards. It's about 6 minutes long. You ladies can stay, you ladies can go. This is for the people that's still here, just because I appreciate everybody staying up. This video I'm presenting is about DeMarlo, and I asked him his ideal date. What is a good ideal date, right? I want to lay this one out because I remember him telling it. I thought it was so dope. So I'm gonna play it all the way through. Ladies, if you hear that's fine. If you're not, I'm gonna call y'all later. I know y'all ready to go to bed. I'm gonna stay up. I'm gonna run the video with everybody who's still here. I'm gonna run it all the way through, and I'm gonna close it out by myself. But I'm gonna put y'all ladies in the back. All right. And I'll see y'all later. If we don't talk, I'll see y'all later, okay?
Okay, thank you.
All right. No, thank you, Maya. I appreciate it.
All right, babe.
Hold on for a second. Oh, I'm talking about that's the wrong person. All right, so let me go ahead and play this video for you. I wanted to, I think this is this is a great this is for the fellas out there, and this is also for the ladies out there. I think this video, I asked him what ideal date would be. I think this is so dope. So I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna run it. You can stay, you can leave, you can do what you want to do, but I will be back to close it out. So where is it at? Let's go.
So help the men out. I know you hear it from the women. Help the men out. What would be let's say if you had a guy come up and say, hey, man, I'm really trying to get my wife, make my wife even happier than what she is. I'm bringing her to you to get her makeup done for you to look nice. But man, where should I take her? Give me some ideas on dates. Some of the things, like women, like what really turns them on. Like,
all right.
I know you hear it
Great
all.
question.
I know you hear it all.
Great question. Here we go. All right. The first thing that I always encourage guys to do is to be very attentive and detail oriented. Women are very detail oriented. Be very attentive and detail oriented and go beyond surface level to get the attention and captivate her mind for that moment. And what I mean by that is this: pay attention to the things that she really like that you don't ask her about. Okay? She may not even mention it. You just may observe it. For example, let's say for instance that, and I'll just use something simple, okay? Let's say for instance, you are riding, I'll just use the city of Atlanta, for example. You're riding downtown and you're near Centennial Park, and there's the big Ferris wheel there. And you notice while y'all riding in the car, she look over and say, oh, that is nice. Oh, look at the couple going in there. That's nice. That's all she say. Okay?
Right.
That's all she say. Well, I would encourage the man from that point, hey, ding, ding, ding. That's a light bulb. You can plan a date around that. But if you do it, and don't be afraid to outsource. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Just like what you just said. What can the men do? Questions. You ain't got to figure it out on your own. Take that, but create a whole evening. You can get car service. Send something to her job. Don't put a name on it. Just give her. I always say play these clues game. They love it. It works every time. I'm gonna give this away for free because I hear it all the time. If you send a clue to her job while she's at work, let's say, for example, when you get off, you are to go here and be there by 5:45. Don't be late. Do you understand that whatever went on in that day have shifted just that quick? Because now I'm like, oh, what's going on? I got to be there. Oh, that means I got to get out of here at 5 o'clock. I don't care what's going on. I got to go.
Right. You got to go.
Because now I'm thinking about traffic. I don't know where I'm going. What do I do? Her whole mindset has shifted. All right.
Right.
When she gets there at 5:45, there's a note that says, the black car should be pulling up any moment. This is the tag number. Get in that car. Okay? Get in the car. She gets this, her date, everything about it. Now it's like, what is he doing? And the car brings her to the Ferris wheel. When she gets there, you got a VIP booth. You ain't got the regular booth. You got the VIP booth, and it got maybe y'all picture in it. It got some flowers in it if she's a flower type of girl, or her favorite champagne, or whatever the case may be. Right. Or it may be a bracelet. It may be something that she just like. Simplicity is always, it goes a long way.
Got it.
In somebody else's view, they may say, well, I mean, it's just a Ferris wheel, and that's so simple. It's the details in it. Women want to know that they are thought of by their man.
Yeah.
They want to know that. They want to know, wow, he thought this much because for you to send a note to say this, that means he planned. That means he been thinking about all to make me smile. You just created a whole different level and standard and expectation for your relationship. And it makes her being submissive to you a little bit more easier. Because she can trust you with details. She can trust you with, handling her emotionally because you just showed that you care.
Yeah. You know what? That's a good point because women are very detailed. We're A to B, right? We just want to know what the problem is and how to solve it.
Yep.
Women gonna say from this is the problem, this who did it, this is why they did it, this is how long it taking to do it. We waiting on it, but sometimes that can be a key for us to, like you say, to plan things in details. Because I do know it doesn't really cost us a lot of, we always think date a lot of dollars, but sometimes the little intricate details can go a long way more than the dollar could even imagine.
Absolutely. She'll hang in there with you, even if you ain't got the dollar. She'll hang in there with you. Even if she had, this is where it gets kind of shaky. Even when she makes more than you.
Mm-hmm.
When she makes more than you, and the man is trying to impress her, but he can only impress her with his budget. She does, I guarantee you, a woman that is really, really interested, she will conform and she would submit to that, because what that showed her was, wow, I know that he don't make as much as me, but what he did outdid anybody else that were millionaires or had a whole lot more than me, because the way he operated from his heart concerning me. I was in his heart and his thoughts and his mind enough for him to take interest in the details of just to see the result of making me smile, period.
Yeah, I definitely wanted to end on that note. I think that was so dope. I think that was a dope way to end it. Can you share this video on your page or something? Yes, it will actually be. It's on my page now. Just go to my homepage, Mark, and just hit the share button. It is shareable. If not, yeah, just go ahead, and if you can't, just send me an inbox. Yes, these things are. I think that was a great way to end this tonight. Part of my platform is to gain understanding. This is an open platform, so if anybody wants to ever come on, just hit me in the inbox. If you listen, anybody out there in the chat that knows they have some very outgoing friends or whatnot. One of the things I would probably definitely say, what's up, Miss Gary? Dietrich Garrett, or is that Miss Gary? I'm sorry, I can't see it. I didn't got my readers on. But if you have anybody that's very outgoing or whatnot that say, hey, they may have some good ideas, some good dating tips. This is an open platform. It's not about me. It's about y'all. So I would like to have more people come on. I appreciate everybody in the chat. The chat was kind of jumping in today. Next week we will be doing the guys. Excuse me. We will be doing the women. The women had something to say. I'm going to play that video, and then the next following week we will have both groups coming at the same time. So other than that, you guys have a good night. Now tomorrow we'll be going live probably about 8:30. We're gonna do top 10. I got to figure out something that's gonna be really dope. I'm gonna have someone with me tomorrow. We're gonna do top 10, Mark's top 10. If you know how that works, I have a certain topic and I always do the top 10 of it. It's no particular order. It may be dating ideas, it may be dating tips. I'm gonna also do a review on those. I think those are important, the top 10s. So we can get in a rhythm of actually keep pumping those out. And other than that, I thank everybody for coming out. And it has been a very, very, very dope night. And we'll definitely see you tomorrow. And I appreciate you.